My bottom dollar or my bottom number is not the same as most people's. Mine is how many families or individuals can I help flooding on them.
Thanks for joining us on Outside the Box, where we talk through actionable strategies that help you generate more repeat, referral, and sphere of influence business. Referrals don't happen by accident. They happen on purpose. For those who don't know, my name is Chad Armbruster, CEO of BizBox. And alongside me, as always, is my co-host, full-time realtor, and son, Justin Armbruster.
Today, we have Pamela Bull with Tennessee River Realty joining us all the way from Knoxville, Tennessee. Pamela has been serving buyers and sellers in the Tennessee area since 2015 and sells over 80 homes a year. Pamela, thanks for joining us today.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for the invite.
Great. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get started in real estate?
Oh, goodness. This goes a long way back to even high school years, graduating from high school, was going into college and thought, okay, I want to be an interior designer or an interior decorator. So kind of had that frame of mind even back then. And life took me in a different path. My parents own a printing company, Triangle Press in Mohawk. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to stay that path. Family-owned business, I'm just going to keep that path. And things just kind of kept changing. I got into I was a massage therapist for 27 years. So that was completely off course. And then I decided, you know what? I've always had this passion for houses. Looking at open houses on a Sunday afternoon, you know how those people are. Let's just go look at this house. We're not ready to buy, but we want to go look at a house. So I decided about 10 years ago, I'm just going to make this longtime dream a reality, and got my license and have been full force ever since.
That's great. So I guess of all the things in your past, were any of them, did they overlap? Did they help you in real estate, or which one did the most? Or
They did. By being in the massage therapy world, I had tons of clients and was very successful in that career as well. So by having already built those relationships, it helped with getting into real estate, because one of my first clients was a massage therapist and friend, or a massage client and friend. So it just kind of seamlessly went from there.
That's good. So what's one habit or routine that's helped you consistently stay in front of your sphere of influence and generate repeat and referral business?
It has to be absolutely staying in contact with them. You have to build those relationships. It's not just about, okay, we're going to help this seller sell a house or this buyer buy our house, and then we're done at the end of the transaction. You have to stay in contact with them. And I send out gifts at the end of the year, gratitude gifts. And it's not just for clients for that year. It's clients that I've had ever since I started. So it's not just who I had transactions with within that year. So it's staying in front of them. It's sending them gifts. It's doing pop buys 3 and 4 times a year. It's sending monthly cards. I have recently switched to sending recipe cards, because I used to just send educational things. I'm like, you know what? Those are getting tossed. And if someone likes a recipe, that's going to stay there possibly for years. And so I send out those monthly cards that my clients really seem to enjoy.
What's an example of a gratitude gift or a pop by example that you do? Like what are you giving out?
I have done pop buys as far as this past February. I have this thing whenever I go to the closing table of taking my clients home baked cookies, chocolate chip cookies that I do not give the recipe out to. And they love them. So this past February, I had this cute, adorable little box that looked like a house. And it had little windows in it. And I put these cookies, half a dozen cookies, in these boxes that had these little pink and red bows on top of them, and just dropped those off at my past client's house, as many as I can. Normally that takes about a day and a half to do to get to the ones that are, obviously I can't do out of state. As far as gratitude gifts, it's restaurants, gift cards. It's for the out-of-state ones, the people that's moved out of state. I will send them popcorn tins. So those are kind of some things that I do.
Oh, fun.
And then I also have, as far as community, as well as for my clients, on Monday before Thanksgiving, this is now my second year of doing it, I give away 250 pies. But they get to choose whether they want pumpkin pie or apple pie. I have to know in advance, and then I have to order it a week in advance. And then they just come by on that Monday. They select a 2-hour time frame that they can come by and pick up the pie that they've chosen.
Wow. So 250 pies, is that like that's the limit that you set for yourself, and it's kind of first come, first serve on, who signs up, and they're all past clients?
Yeah, 250 pies. Whoever can get their orders in first, then that's what I can give away.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So just out of curiosity, a side note, I mean, this seems impressive to me. You're sending gifts to prior clients who are out of state, which to me, I'm just simply from a dollars and cents marketing guy. I'm like, well, those people can't, I'm not getting those back. So, I mean, that's interesting. Is that just a, thoughtfulness type of thing? Or is there, well, they may move back aspect to that?
Well, I fall in love with my clients. Something about each one of them I just really, really enjoy. But for the most part, yes, they may have moved from here, but they've made friends or they've got family that's still here. And so it may not be just them, but it may be the people that they refer out.
Yeah. But I mean, just in talking to you for 5 minutes now, even if they didn't, you strike me as someone that even if it was just hey, this is a gift, you would still do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is good. So what are some common mistakes that you see realtors making when they're trying to grow their real estate business?
Oh, it's lack of staying in touch. I mean, you have to stay in touch with them, because if not, the next time they get ready to do a real estate transaction, or the next time that they hear a friend talk about buying or selling, you're not going to be the one they remember. It's going to be whomever it is that is in front of them at the time. It may be somebody that's sent a card that they've gotten in the mail. They may never have met the realtor, but if they hear it, they're going to remember that card that I just got in the mail last week.
I love that answer. When I don't know if you have read Ninja Selling by Larry Kendall.
Oh, yeah. Been through graduation.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of my favorite, not just real estate books, but just sales books in general. Talking about Ninja Selling, he talks about how people don't buy from people that they know, like, and trust. They buy from people who they know, like, trust, and are in flow with. Frequency of interaction. You have to be talking to your past clients if you expect to generate any sort of referral or repeat business. If you just did a good job, but you haven't talked to them in a decade, good luck getting their business again. Yeah.
And those 50 live interviews a week, you have to do it.
You have to do it. I swear by my Ninja Planner, and it's hard to do, especially when you get busy and when you're actually in the middle of selling real estate, showing houses, putting out fires. It's hard to take the time to do it, but that is my marketing. There's no better time spent than being in front of clients.
Absolutely.
So, Pamela, is there anything unique that you do to generate referrals or new business from your database or other realtors?
Well, one unique that I'm sure there's realtors that do this, but my clients.
Before we get into that, the Outside the Box podcast is all about repeat and referral business. And great realtors know the key is serving your clients.
At BizBox, we believe your marketing should do the same. BizBox branded moving boxes are marketing that serves your clients when they need it most.
Printed on 2 sides, packed with valuable supplies, and delivered directly to your clients, BizBoxes are permanent branding that keeps you top of mind long after the move.
With packages starting at just 5 boxes and free design setup, there's a solution for every budget. Visit bizboxinc.com, click free setup, and create unforgettable marketing in minutes.
Stand out with BizBox, while your competitors end up in the trash. Now back to the show.
And this is not necessarily a plug for you, but I love sending out these moving boxes. When I know that you all, obviously I order from you, but I love that. And they catches them off guard because I don't tell them ahead of time they're going to get them. And so, I've done the listing appointment, and then within a week, these boxes are sitting at their door, and they're calling me up. Well, what's this? I said, well, you might need a little help, getting things packed up to move. And so it's just an additional gift I want to give. So I love sending that out. But I think a lot of other realtors would benefit from if they would do those kind of things as well.
Well, I appreciate that. That was definitely not planned. We're not fishing for compliments here, but
I do want to touch on that because as someone who also sends boxes out, you do it different than how I do it.
How did you do it?
And I'm questioning my life now as I think about how I send my biz boxes out. I always text my clients or call them and ask if they could use boxes. Most of them, it's like, yeah, they could absolutely use them. Some of them don't. But the way you do it, you just send it. And it's more of a surprise and it creates more of a moment than if, they know it's coming. It's, they're appreciative still, but it's less of a surprise and it creates less of a value add moment. So I don't think I'm going to try that. Just send them to all my clients, ones that I know could potentially use them and see what happens.
Yeah. And, most people, I will have to say I'm an exception when I move, and I love to move. But when I move, I've got to get those boxes unpacked. But so many people don't. And you have that advertising sitting there potentially for months of them looking at your advertisement on the boxes that they've yet to unbox.
I want to piggyback and circle back to something you mentioned, which I think is unique, and the pie giveaway you do. It's not a unique idea, giving pies away at Thanksgiving, but I think it is unique in that you actually do it and you have a system, it sounds like, for how you do that. Can you walk us through maybe the preparation on how to get that going? If I'm an agent who has a list of past clients, but I've never done a pie giveaway, what are some steps I need to know? What does it roughly cost, if you don't mind sharing, and maybe some prep work on how to do what you do?
Sure. So I send it out in social media and as well as in an email to all of my clients. In that social media and in that email, there's a link that goes to Google Forms. So in Google Forms, they're filling out their names, their contact information. They're getting to select, do they want the pumpkin or do they want the apple pie? So that as soon as they fill it out, and then they have to also select do they want to pick it up from 10 to noon or noon to 2 or 2 to 4 or 4 to 6. So we know when they're coming to pick that up. So we collect all those forms, and so we know which ones to order. We place the order. They can run, the pumpkins are like $6-7. The apples are $12 to $13. So we know ahead of time what that's going to look like. So we place the order, we pick them up on Sunday, and then they're obviously given out on Monday.
Awesome. And so putting it out on social media, is this not just a past client thing? This is anybody in the community thing?
Anybody that can get to my office on Monday to pick up their pie. We have them that will drive an hour away to come and get their pie. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We do something similar in my office, but with cinnamon rolls. We give away cinnamon rolls, cool. And it's just for our past clients. Whoever wants one, we send out postcards and emails. But I think there's something unique and a great idea around just putting it out on social media, because at the end of the day, and I'm thinking out loud here, at the end of the day, past clients, yes, it's a gift to them, but from a marketing standpoint, anybody can refer to you.
Yeah.
And so
absolutely.
Just limiting it to your clients, if you have 250 individuals or families that are coming in to get pies, that's 250 flow conversations that you could be having in a week's time.
Absolutely. Just loving
that's a great idea.
People. Yes.
Yeah. So if you had to start over today, what would be your top priority for building a strong network?
Oh, gosh. Again, the top thing is staying in contact. Getting to know your people, getting to know everybody on as much of a personal base as they will let you or that they will allow you to. And then because that's going to build your trust. And as we talked before, they've got to know and trust you. So I would be building that relationship.
It sounds like you focus on going deeper with the clients versus maybe doing marketing to grow outwards.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cold calling, I used to do not do that anymore after I went through the ninja. Yeah.
I see. So that's interesting. So if a realtor was starting over, or if you were starting over, whatever, you wouldn't even start cold calling again. You would just basically forego that.
Yeah. So I would focus on the people that I know. Now, yes, there were still people that I got from cold calling, but not many. 85% of the people that I work with are referrals.
But you wouldn't do the cold calling just for fun?
No.
Oh, okay.
Who wants to cold call? No. I'm not a no person. So it's hard for me to hear no. And so with cold calling, you get that a lot.
Yeah.
I've never done cold calling, and I can't say I'm excited to start.
No,
but to each their own, I guess.
So I saw, I don't know if it was the video or your website, that you were advertising that 85% of your business is referral based. So I guess what's the key to turning a one-time client, into a lifelong referral source?
Loving on them, staying in touch, loving on them, show them that they are. And I've always said that my bottom dollar or my bottom number is not the same as most people's. Most people's bottom number is the dollar sign. Mine's not. Mine is how many families or individuals can I help per year? That is what I want to see grow, is the numbers of families, not necessarily dollars that I'm focusing on.
I love that. Just from a mindset of how you conduct your business. We're not in it for money, but we're in it to serve families. But also, I set my goals in a similar way. I don't set GCI goals or sales volume goals, because I feel like that's not something I can necessarily control. I can't, control necessarily how big of the homes I sell. Sure, you can have a 5-10 year plan on moving into the luxury market, but I set family goals. I set unit goals. How many families can I serve? And, as I'm trying to hit my goals, I need 5 more families I can serve this year. And, if you serve your clients well and you're being, looking out for your client's best interest, the money follows.
It does. It does. Yes.
Can you share your best referral success story and what contributed to that success?
I can. And I have given that some thought in the past of the best stories, if someone asked me what those would be. And I have to say, it has to be one that I only learned about at this last pie giveaway. And this lady that I had helped several times, we had sold her house. I'd helped her buy her condo. And then I was able to meet her fiance and sold his lakefront home, and then helped them buy a house together because they were getting married. Both of them had lost their spouses. And she told me whenever they came to pick up the pie, she said, the very first time my husband met you, I was volunteering at a soup kitchen at one of the local churches. And her husband, who was dying, and he was also a retired realtor. And he said, I know you're going to sell our house whenever I pass away. I want you to use Pamela. She will get your house sold. She will take care of you. And I had only met him there at the soup kitchen that one time. And she had never shared that with me. And she shared that with me on whenever they came to pick up their pie. And she said, that's how I started using you as my realtor. And then of course it just led into the rest of the transactions that I was able to help with, both she and her fiance.
That's a real tearjerker there. Did you cry when you heard that?
It really, really is. I was like, oh my gosh, because I'd never known that story. All these many years later, I had never known that until she shared that with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to feel good.
It does. It does.
Well, yes. The other thing is, I guess that's just an example that proves that what you're doing in loving on your clients is working. Because, obviously, the husband, as a, last dying moments or whatever, basically wants to make sure that his wife is taken care of. And so he turns to Pamela. So I don't know. I mean, that's just a perfect example of that showing that what you're doing is working as far
No
as
kidding. What a
philosophy.
huge, I mean, loving on your clients, it's a tough ROI thing. You know, you loving on someone well is, you know, you can't necessarily track that, you know, how is this doing versus other marketing things. But stories like that, you know, show you what you're doing is making a huge impact.
Yeah.
That is super cool.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to add before I kind of
Yes,
close
I
this?
do have to say, I can't take credit for my success because God has given me every person that I get the opportunity to work with. So I have to give him credit for where I was, where I've come from, and where I'm going.
Oh,
That's perfect. Yeah, it is obvious in the marketing stuff that we were seeing on your website and such that, yeah, faith's important to you. So that's good. And we appreciate that.
I even think in my own business as a fellow believer, real estate is such a humbling business compared to maybe other businesses because it's so hard to track ROI. And so it's one of those things, you know, when you do have a great year and, you know, clients are just calling, you don't know where they're coming from. You can really give credit to the Lord and that, you know, I don't know where this is coming from and, you know, something's working, but being able to point above is really awesome.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yes.
Well, as we wrap up our time today, we love to end with some rapid fire questions, some either or first thing that kind of comes to your mind. I'm going to hit it with you and I want you to give it to me straight. Okay.
Okay.
Do you refer your clients to Zillow, Realtor.com, or Homes.com to help them with their property search?
I refer them to Realtor.com.
Love it. Love it. Are you an office or home office person?
Office.
Instagram or Facebook?
Facebook.
Podcast or book?
Podcast. Oh, wait a
Audio.
minute.
What's that?
That's a toss-up.
Toss-up?
We'll go with podcast.
Podcast. Audiobook or podcast?
Audiobook.
Audiobook. What's the most impactful book you've read or listened to?
Ninja selling.
Ninja selling. There we go. It is a great
advertisement.
Yep. It is a great book. I've recommended it to not just realtors, but, you know, lender partners. I know Chad's read it and it's a great book. What is the most underrated app that you have in your phone, business or personal?
Underrated app. Landglide.
Okay. What's that do?
Landglide. You can stand on a big property and it's going to show you your boundary lines as you walk it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Yes.
Nice. Is it free? Do you have to pay for that?
It's not. It's like $99 a year.
Love it. Love it.
To be standing on a vacant piece of land and someone say, well, where's the boundary lines? Hold on. Let me pull up this app.
That is super nice. Right now, I just have the county website saved on my phone and it takes forever punching in the address. It's not user friendly on the mobile, but good to know. You said Landglide?
Landglide.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Finally, if a listener wanted to refer a client to you, what local areas do you serve and how could they best get a hold of you?
I serve all of East Tennessee, and that covers, I do with about an hour radius from my office. So that is all surrounding counties of Knoxville, Tennessee, of Kingston, Tennessee, Oak Ridge, Maryville, and they can reach me. The best way to reach me is on my cell phone is 865-806-2552. That can be text, called, whatever is easiest.
Awesome. Pamela, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you again.
Absolutely. Have a good one.